Hello and welcome to another edition of the Young Team. It's Maxie here with another Football Manager video with the Motherwell. So you join us for this particular episode where we're going to be documenting across what's happened in the first month of the Scottish Premiership season for 2021. We'll have a look at, a very dramatic few days where I kind of got left with a panic buy again, 2 windows in a row. Not on deadline day, but you'll see when we get there, and we'll cover all transfer news from across the Ladbrokes Scottish Premiership. So, without further ado, we'll skip quickly by us and we'll jump to Aberdeen. We've been quite busy in this window. It seems a lot of clubs have actually let a lot of people go on free transfers and have strengthened. Let's go through a few names that stick out there. So, Rangers youngster Zach Rudden has moved on a free transfer to Aberdeen. Other names in there, Ben Thompson's joined. They've also got the Sean Redan, so that's a striker on loan with a bit of potential there. Could do a good turn for Aberdeen. And Scottish fullback Jack Grimmer is back up the road. He's on loan from Middlesbrough. You can see there, 1 cap for Scotland in game now. A lot of good attributes where you can hope maybe a club could pick him up on a permanent contract. Other loanees include Elias Sorensen from Newcastle United, Duncan Watmore from Sunderland, John Taylor on a free. That was one player we looked at but we couldn't agree a deal with. And the permanent transfers of Jack Baird from St Mirren, Jeremy Brockie from Sundowns in South Africa, and it's very surprising to me, Joe Chalmers for nearly 400 grand from Inverness. So it'll be intriguing to see where they play Joe Chalmers, former Motherwell left back. Yeah, seems to have done okay for himself. Notable sales, Dean Campbell's got a lot of potential. He was one again I took to Leeds United. Sam Cosgrove with the move to Hearts, and a couple of younger players out on loan, and Andrew Considine moving to Dundee United. Ayr United, who are up to the top flight for the first time, God knows how long, recruited a lot of frees and a lot of loans. You can see there we've loaned them our young new gen Ross Stewart for the season. Likes of Ryan Dowson, he's formerly of Peterhead. We've also got Stuart Murdoch coming from Dundee United. Lee Kildare, Will Graham on free transfers, as is Jordan Kirkpatrick even. In terms of outs, just really trimming the fat. On to Celtic, they finally released Ashley Young from that horrible 71 grand a week contract. In terms of sales, Stefan Lanner goes to Everton. Christopher Aguirre goes to Borussia Mönchengladbach for 17 million. I've certainly seen him go for a lot more. A lot of loans, and Daryl Janmaat out to FC Zurich in Switzerland. In terms of better ends this season with Jaap Stam, Dominic Kor, Lucas Grunter, Emiliano Insua. The one I was quite impressed with is this boy here, Jack Laney. Not going to be a starter straight away, but I just felt like there's a lot of raw attributes there that he can certainly work off of. His pace, his agility, the strength as well, and there's a few mentals that, if he can just kind of improve a wee bit, especially decision making and anticipation, he can certainly develop to be a hell of a striker. Apart from that, you've got Joshua Brunette, you've got Pedro Chevalier, former Liverpool, on a free transfer. And the one that stood out to me was Ryan Gold on loan, especially when he spent last season at Rangers, when they won the league. So, quite interesting. Over to Dundee, not a lot happening there, a lot of frees. Jordan Roberts, I think, played up here, if I'm right in saying, is that the one that played for Inverness at one point? There you go. Played for Inverness and has found himself back in Scotland. You've also got the likes of Ross Millen and Adam Hamill back up with no really any major outs, to be honest. Josh Meekins, maybe? Not really. Hearts are the interesting one because they've got a bit of money apparently, and they've obviously got a couple of players that can do a turn. Just look at their outs. Ollie Lee goes to Bolton. Of course, we signed Anthony McDonald. Nearly $500,000 for Ben Gurico. You've got Declan Gallagher going to St Mirren, and then a few sales there, and Zdeněk Zelemal moving to Sigma Olmich in his native Czech Republic. You can see in the ins there a lot of very interesting ones. Former Man United youth player Joe Rothwell. I'm just quick looking through names. Glenn Middleton in loan. Aidan Nisbet could be interesting to see how high his PA is in this. And then you're looking at some players with maybe a point to prove, like Davy Bates coming in loan for Hamburg, Anthony Ralston from Celtic, and the acquisition of Sam Cosgrove. So you could be looking at Sam Cosgrove and Vanacek up top. Hibs have been very busy, 16 ins, just only really for the starting lineup, I would say David Gray and Arthur Marciano have been sold. But in terms of in, you can see there Alex Pearce, Reece James, Jordan Archer, 2.2 million for Kyle McGuinness. They have got a lot of money. Has McGinn moved? And that's maybe the reason why they've been given so much money. Let's quickly see. John McGinn, still Aston Villa, but crazy there, the money they've spent. A lot of recruitment in there. You can see as well Jason Kerr from St Johnstone, so a good player from St Johnstone, a good player from St Mirren. Harry Chapman isn't a shabby player either. I had him a long time ago in FM and he was quality for me. Looking again, Grant Hall, Richard O'Donnell, Liam Polworth and Declan Glass and Fran Karacic. He should really, honestly, piss this league. Looks absolutely fantastic for this league. So good business from Hibs. Hopefully it pays off. The other scale of the spectrum in terms of finances, obviously Inverness selling Chalmers and Polworth. A lot of loans in there, especially Rui Rua from ourselves, Calvin Miller, and a free transfer. A few bargain buys there. Aaron McGowan from Hamilton, Scott Pittman from Livingston, and the previously mentioned David Gray and the experience of Mark Connolly. Kilmarnock, same again, a lot of loans. Only real, I don't think there's actually any major player there. At least they've sold anyway. They could have released some. They've brought back Rory McKenzie on loan from Hibernian. They've also brought in the likes of Taylor Richards on loan, and Max Power from Sunderland, and Paul McShane arrives from Reading. Unlucky Kilmarnock. Now on to Motherwell, and what have we done? Well, we knew right up until Will Ferry. Glad to say we concluded the deal as well for Ryan Cassidy on loan. George Long makes his return to Fir Park for 74 grand because Remy Matthews' 250k release clause get met. Obviously we panicked to get him in the first time, so with him going we had to bring in George because of the injury to Mark Gillespie, and of course in the midst of this we did have a game to play, and our 17-year-old new gen Stephen Dowie managed to keep a clean sheet. Kevin Bircham just seemed to have been someone that was highly rated by scouts. New gen, 16 years of age. It might be difficult for him to make it through, but there's a lot of stats there that give me optimism. He can certainly progress in the future. Apart from that, a couple of loanees. Basically new gens that probably will play a part in the team a few seasons down the line. Rangers, obviously we know had signed Marcus Brown. I think since we last played them, the only change is Alexander Lundqvist and then a free transfer. In terms of outs, just a few loanees. Most of them we've covered. Interesting to see how Andy Dallas does, because he was scoring a lot of goals last season, so it'll be interesting to see what happens there. St Johnstone, Partick Thistles, Thomas Aware is in the door, as is Kerr McInroy. Looking afield, Tom Field, Donald Love coming up the road, Craig Forsyth as well, and the previously mentioned Dean Campbell. In terms of outs, a lot of loans, obviously losing Jason Kerr's pretty massive, and Kyle McLean back out in loan. He's someone they certainly rate in real life, I'm sure. And St Mirren, last but not least, I believe. Yep. Permanent transfer of Declan Gallagher. A few former decent names in there, you've got to say. Lee Tomlin, Brad Aman, who was obviously at Newcastle, then I think he's at Rochdale at one point. May still be there actually. I think he had a spell at Crewe as well. Jamie Walker, obviously previously of Wigan and Hearts. And yeah, permanent acquisition of Mark McNulty, and interestingly enough, Dolly Menga. But of course they've got a bit of money to play with, and that is through the sale of highly rated Kyle McGuinness. So, league-wise, what have you missed since you last joined us? Well, obviously we had that defeat to Rangers, which was unfortunate. It's been pretty okay for him since then. Played away to Inverness. Liam Polworth getting sent off. That also happened on his last game for Inverness. Unless they somehow beat Dundee United at the time of this recording and made it to the playoff final. Chris Cadden, my goal with 20 minutes to go, gave us a good grinded out win to get us off the mark, and we repeated that in the Betfred Cup when Leandro da Silva Lopez was sent off for the visitors, and Will Ferry gave us the winning goal there. Good performance, grinded it out, and that gives us a quarter final to look forward to against Hibernian. Then we took on Dundee, and we nearly threw this away somehow. 4-0 up in the first half, 3-0 and then 4-1 up. Goals from a David Turnbull penalty, Will Ferry, we'll leave that in there, that one, but Will Ferry, not Will Ferrell, and Alan Campbell with a 25-yarder, spectacular goal. Jack Waddle put one back, Ryan Brewster made it 4-1, Waddle pressurised the goalkeeper into a mistake to make it 4-2 for another late consolation from Johnson and Clark Harris. So 6 points was not bad, and then just completely outclassed by Hibernian, who took the lead in the first half through Stevie Mallon. And despite us pushing and pushing, going as many forward as we could, we tend to switch the 4-4-2 diamond once we're chasing games, so effectively a 4-3-3 when you think about it, but just could not get the win. So here we are. St Mirren next. We just quickly got competitions. You'll see League Championship sitting pretty much in mid-table, where we expected to be 6th place. That was the aim, to try and maybe sneak into a European spot. Obviously, we need to make sure like the Hibs, Hearts and Aberdeen don't go too far in front. So it's up to us, mostly just to stay in the league to start with, and then push on. Obviously, a cup run's great as well, so hopefully we can get that too. So we'll crack on. The team's picked, it's all good to go. Just go to the tactics board, you'll see how we're lining up. 4-5-1, Anthony McDonald on the right, Ferry on the left, Brewster up top, with Turnbull, Campbell in midfield. Injuries, Ryan Hardy's still coming back to full fitness, and Mark Gillespie is out for the foreseeable future. And young Kyle McDonald makes the bench just because he's very versatile. Can cover about, I think it's 6 positions, so when you've got somebody like that in the team, you kind of need to put them in there just to really cover your arse, really. So 4-5-1 variations here in 2 different ways. It's interesting to see how we deal with this trio behind the striker, Menga, Walker and Pastrana. But let's crack on. We'll say to the boys, passionate. Let's do it for the fans. Let's put a good performance here, and hopefully we can look to see if we can cement a bit of position in the top 6. The well-named, simply Digital Arena. So I'm really intrigued here. Jamie Walker was someone we looked to bring in, but at the end of the day, finances were not quite there in terms of the wages he wanted and the signing on fee, which prompted the loan acquisition of Will Ferry. Not to be confused with the actor, Ferrell. So far, even game, a couple of chances, whether they've been clear cut remains to be seen. Turnbull plays it in, and of all people, Alan Campbell up for the header, but just over the bar. It's very strange to see wee Al winning headers, especially with one of the smaller guys in the box, but fair play to him for getting in about it. So let's see, George Long's going to take this. Nelson wins it, Turnbull to Ferry, good tackle, but still Ferry. Ball in. Oh, could be getting countered here. Hopefully Charles Dunn does. Oh no, he's not got there. Good block. Not a good tackle from Tom Aldred. Ferry. We don't have the options going forward, so we kind of need to try and get that out to McDonald and make stuff happen. But Brewster's got pace, can make something happen if that something is to hit a fan in the crowd, because that was not a good shot at all. But it's good having numbers back, because then, you know, the opposition can then struggle to break you down. But here's Pastrana with a free kick. Good save from George Long. And Tom Aldred manages to clear it. So half time, 0-0. Seems to be a very regular theme for videos. The matches don't seem to have a lot of highlights. Any match I pick, and we always seem to just have a drab 0-0. So we'll see the boys at half time. Unlucky. I certainly believe there's a goal in us, but maybe in the second half, when the time's right, we just need to go that wee bit more aggressive. Turnbull with the corner. And it's a foul on Brewster, and it's another penalty. We always seem to get penalties now. It's got to be David Turnbull, steps up. And he scores. Hidlaki has no chance, or however you pronounce the Czech boy's name. 5th goal of the season, David Turnbull. The magic penalty taker. And that's what we need. So hopefully now St Mirren will come at us a bit more, which can then allow us a good opportunity to counter. We'll make our first change, as always, roughly about the hour mark. We'll more than likely be taking Brewster off. And he'll be replaced by Ryan Cassidy. Our reason for constantly bringing Cassidy on is really pay like $3,500 his wages if we don't play him. So if I can give him like 38 sub appearances if he's not ready to start, then I'll be quite happy to do that. Need a change in the left hand side, so we're going to take off Ferry, we're going to put on Cadden, and just, oops, play both people as wingers and hope for a bit of joy there. In fact, I'm going to put you as a winger, I'm going to play you as an advanced playmaker. We'll see if we can have two playmakers in the team, two folk can make stuff happen. Oh, ball in for the set piece, and Danny Mullen at the near post. I don't know who was marking him there, but unfortunately he gets ahead of his man and pokes it in the back of the net, so that is 1-1. And that means Curtis Main will come on. So, usual substitution in this kind of thing, it's going to be Anthony McDonald that will come off in this kind of situation. And he'll be replaced by Curtis Main. There we go. So, effectively Cadden will switch to just an attacking midfielder attack to get in there and help out. And you've got Cassidy up front alongside Curtis Main. And we'll move up to a more attacking mentality. Try and ruffle some feathers in their defence and hopefully kick on. Sears long. Obviously plays it to Cassidy, but well won. Thought I'd give it to Curtis Main, but not to be the case. Cadden again. And how lucky can you get there? I don't know about clutching the ball to his chest, because that was nowhere near his chest as that rolled out for a corner. So I don't know what you're quite getting at there, FM, but yes, it's not a great match engine with that. So we'll go encourage for the last 10 minutes. Hopefully, I mean, look at the stats. Hopefully we can get a winner here. Really disappointing when you're sitting with 14 shots, only 4 on target. Don't get me wrong, possession wise, they've probably just narrowly edged it. We've gone ultra attacking, very attacking. As attacking as you want. Push forward, we're now going super duper attacking. I think we're going to see a draw here against the Perth Saints, so that's going to keep us in 6th place. Johnson out, jumps Tate. But that will be all she wrote, a draw at the Simply Digital Arena as Motherwell and St Mirren play out a 1-1 draw. Disappointing again though that our only goal is from a penalty. And the goal we conceded is from a set piece. Rangers winning 2-1, Dundee winning 3-1, as do Aberdeen. Meaning Rangers will have a 5 out of 5 record against Celtic's 4 out of 4. Can we get more of a title race this year? Remains to be seen. I'll say I'm not happy. Try and just motivate them, fire the players up, and hope for a bit more luck next time. So we'll drop into the inbox. We'll see what's the Hearts. St Mirren hold out for draw. Motherwell get 15% of Ben Hennigan's transfer fee, a massive $4,500 as he moves to Walsall. He moved for 150k, so that must be an added bonus to that. So, yeah, not great at all. Not a massive amount of funds, but yeah, the main thing is we are still positive. We are 895k in the bank. Hopefully we'll kick on once we get some gate receipts this year. And you can see our wage budget is over by £1. So, I'll classify that as a win. It's close. But that's about it for this episode. Cheers for watching, much appreciated. Let us know your feedback on this one. If you did enjoy it, drop a wee thumbs up. Any comments, deeply appreciated. Take it easy, let me know your predictions for the new SPFL season. Be excited to get your team signed. Let us know who you linked with. Until next time, take it easy. And I'll see you for the next episode. Cheers, bye.